Yemeni American Chamber of Commerce Gala here in Dearborn, Michigan, where there are more dinners and galas than there are days of the week. I'm excited to be with so many familiar faces today. I have some really good news that, well, I'll tell you that later, but before we even start tonight's program, I want to call up Maria Saad to come on up to sing our national anthem. Round of applause for Maria. Round of applause for America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
One more round of applause for Maria. All right, next up, to start us off here for the night, I'd like to invite up the chair and one of the founders of the Yemeni American Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Bender Bouazil.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. On behalf of the Yemeni American Chamber of Commerce, I would like to welcome you all to the 9th annual dinner. And ours, it is our event tonight. First and most all, I would like to express my appreciation for our guests, elected officials in government and law enforcement representatives to join us tonight. Special also thank you to our sponsors. Without the sponsor will not have been possible, I kindly request that you take time to make a note of them on tonight's program brochure. There is no debate that we are living. Sorry, I'm reading from the papers, it's mixed up. Well, anyways, the Yemeni Chamber of Commerce provides so many resources to small businesses, and we understand the challenge most businesses have faced due to the pandemic. And I really want to thank our partners, Scores, and also I want to thank the SBA for providing the resource to our businesses. And also, I want to thank the sponsors, the gold sponsors and the silver sponsors. Thank you.
All right, and the sponsors for tonight's program are on the back of the brochures that are on your tables. So please take a look at all the incredible small businesses and individuals who are supporting tonight's great initiative. So, I told you I had a surprise for you, some good news. You guys ready to hear the good news? All right, they're taking the mic away from me. Round of applause for that. But before I pass it along to the primary MC for the night, I just wanted to talk about a very important thing that is happening in our communities around schools. Tomorrow is a big game. The University of Michigan and Michigan State
Go blue! Go blue! Go blue!
are playing a game called football. So before I sit down and pass it along to the MC for the night, I wanted to see the energy in the room as it relates to tomorrow's game. Please don't embarrass Michigan State. So,
Go blue!
I'm going to ask folks to say go some color, but then the other color is go green. So on the count of 3, you can say go some other color.
Go
And then after that, we're going to say go the other green, okay? So on the count of 3, you all say go whatever that color is. 1, 2, 3.
Go!
Oh, man. What is that? The leaders and the best? Don't know if you all are quite articulate. All right, and the other team, on the banks of the Red Cedar, Michigan State University. Can y'all show some love on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. That's the Spartan spirit I'm talking about. With that, I'd like to call up tonight's MC for the program, Attorney Affan Bepacker. Come on up, and thank you all for tuning in to tonight's program.
Thank you, Brian. I should be introducing him. He was too nice, but Michigan's going to blow him up.
Hey!
Is there really anybody that thinks that otherwise? Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I've been the liaison, the legal liaison for the Chamber of Commerce for some years now. I guess that's my official title, so I like it. It sounds good. But one thing I will tell you, that what I see in front of me here 7, 8 years ago, we never thought would be possible. This chamber has grown. It's over the last decade, it's gone from just a few guys in the office coming up with an idea to open a Chamber of Commerce to what we see today. And I think a big reason for that is the entrepreneurial spirit of the Yemeni American community. People like my father-in-law Hamid came here and he had a dream. I remember he told me the story when we came here, we landed, and you wanted an ice cream, and I didn't even have the 25 cents in my pocket to buy you the ice cream that you wanted when you were 4 years old. And he turned that nothing that he had in his pocket into apartment buildings, and he owned businesses, and he gave me, most importantly, an education that now I can make my family proud. So that's a lot to do with how we are as a community and the strength that we have in our community. So really a round of applause for all those business owners, everybody that wakes up and works hard every day, and all of you that came here to support them. Thank you. Let's get started. We're going to go a little bit out of order. Our first speaker tonight is Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who represents Michigan's 12th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. She serves in the House leadership as a co-chair of the Democratic Policy and Communications Committee. And I can speak that Ms. Dingell is always at the events. She's always lends a ear, and she's an advocate, and I think she has like 5 things to do tonight. So if you can please help me welcome Congressman Debbie Dingell to the stage. And she lives in Ann Arbor, so I think we know who she's rooting for.
Go blue!
Go blue!
Thank you for that kind introduction. And while I may have moved to Ann Arbor, Dearborn will always be my heart and soul. You were my family for most of my marriage to John Dingell, so the most important years of my life, and this community has been so important to me. And just for the record, while I live in Ann Arbor, last I heard, University of Michigan has a pretty strong presence in Dearborn too. So, go blue. I do want to say something to you. It's an honor to be here with my colleagues, Rashida, Tiffany, Brenda Lawrence, who you're also honoring tonight, and so many friends who have actually spent a lot of time with a lot of people in this room the last couple of weeks. But I have to say something to you, and you will always, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be at the dinner next year. I'm going to be at all of your events, and you can't take people that you love away from you. But I also need to say something tonight. It's been a really awful day. My friend Paul Pelosi, a friend of Brenda's and Rashida's, someone broke into his home in the middle of the night. He had emergency surgery today because he was attacked with a hammer. His skull was fractured. And it is a symbol of the fear and hatred that is being used to divide communities across the country. And I have stood with this community when other people have targeted this community. And we will never let anybody target this community either. We stand up to hate, period. But it's happening. It's becoming normalized across communities, across the country. People are seeing it and don't even realize people are being pitted against each other. They don't realize that words have meanings and as actions have consequences. So civility matters. Every single person needs to be treated with respect. And if we don't stand up for it, starting in our community, we are going to see the democracy that you all came to this country for be destroyed. So I love you, but you're the forum that got me tonight. And I've seen people I love, and I love all of you. But you need to know when you are witnessing hatred. You need to know when you are witnessing people that are trying to divide you. You have seen people attack this community. And this community, everybody, I don't care what color, background, who you were, we stood up to it. Remember that. It's a really important lesson. Because if we normalize what's happening across this country, our democracy is destroyed. So I love you. I thank you for honoring me, and I love you. That's all I can say. Thank you.
We also are honoring Congressman Debbie Engel, the Outstanding Public Service Award for 2002. And very nice.
I forgot to say how much I love the Chamber Board. I've been so upset today.
Thank you again, Congressman. Next, we're going to hear from Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, represents Michigan's 14th congressional district that includes a portion of Detroit, city of Southfield, and 16 other cities located in Oakland and Wayne counties. Living in the 14th district her entire life, she was the first elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in November of 2014, has been re-elected in 16, 18, and 20. Congresswoman Lawrence serves as co-chair of the Democratic Women's Caucus, second vice chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, and co-chair of the Congressional Caucus on Black-Jewish Relations. Please help in welcoming Brenda Lawrence.
It's an honor to be here again with members of the community. Often remind people, when you are a minority, identifiable minority in this country, the dream of one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, is a journey. It is not a factual state of being. And I'm so honored to be able to walk the halls of Congress that were built by slaves, being a little black girl growing up on the east side of Detroit. And to be able to stand in this hollow place that we call Congress, to fight for laws and policies. But tonight, I'm so honored to be here with the Chamber because I have had the opportunity to serve on appropriations and to work on all these different bills that will bring money to you as a small business in this great country. I want you to know that the restaurant revitalization, many of you own restaurants, that we work for that to bring $42 billion to the restaurant industry. The American Rescue Plan, where we worked hard to add $500 million to small businesses. And so when politicians come to you, and to go to add to what Debbie Deagle has said, if it's just one issue, and some people literally vote for their politicians on one issue, understand your family and your quality of life depends on politicians having compassion, intelligence, and the ability to work hard to get the job done. I want you to know how much I represent the city of Hamtramck and having the wonderful opportunity to interact with your community, small businesses, and it's been a great honor. As I'm leaving this role as a member of Congress, I'm still a global citizen. I'm still a fighter for that which is right, and that is a democracy. And a democracy only happens when we're all at the table with the same thing that we were talking about, with dignity and respect. Our democracy was built on debating issues. It wasn't built on attacking each other, making up names, and getting off topic. We need an immigration policy in the United States of America. The only way we're going to get that done is if everybody roll up their sleeves and come together. And that should be a question you ask every politician in the federal government. What is your plan for immigration? What is your plan to support small businesses? That we can build this country together with your amazing members of this community who I love, honor, and respect. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman. And thank you for your service, kindness.
I just want to say to my colleague, Rashida Tlaib, many of you know her. I've had the honor of serving with her. And when I made the decision to step down and the seats were redrawn, she stepped up to say that she wanted to be your voice and to stand up and represent you. And you cannot find a harder worker on issues than Rashida Tlaib. It's an honor for me to serve with her.
Actually, would like to. So we're honoring Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Everybody, round of applause for that. I've been instructed to call Rashida Tlaib to the stand. It was a special request. You can't come here and not say anything. Come on.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for coming together and supporting each other and uplifting each other. Congratulations to Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, and of course, Double Trouble, my partner, Debbie Dingle. Just know that I'm looking forward so much to represent and fight for you all. As you know, the Yemeni community in Southwest Detroit, I know I see you all here. The original community in Southwest Detroit, in the Yemeni community by Michigan Avenue, what we call Chancey Condon area, is really wanting to be more involved in the chamber. And I think we can try to make sure that when we think about economic development, that we can bring these communities together from Michigan Avenue, Dearborn, all the way through Southwest Detroit, where again, a lot of our new immigrant communities and families are there. And so just know that I'm looking forward to expanding that work that I started with them all. Thank you again so much, and again, looking forward, and congratulations on your continued success.
Thank you. And I was just been told that the Salina School Elementary Volleyball, and it's girls volleyball, right? Yeah, they won the championship today, so let's give them a round of applause. I saw Turpie was recently named Deputy Wayne County Executive. Turpie previously served as Chief of Staff to Wayne County Executive Warren Evans, a position he held since 2018. Turpie also previously served as Chief Assistant to Warren Evans. His background in law enforcement in the county, rising through the ranks to become one of the youngest lieutenants in the history of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. Please welcome. There you are. Asad, thank you. So, first, thank you to John Aded, the Yemeni American Chamber of Commerce. Chambers of Commerce are important, and obviously here in the region, the population in many of these communities is growing. And the ones that are particularly growing are the ones that have the Yemeni American community in it. We see businesses, new businesses opening up, and that's what the Chamber of Commerce does. They help people in their businesses. And congratulations to all the awardees tonight. Congratulations, Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. We're going to miss you. And we wish you the best in your next endeavor. And I'm pretty sure there is a next endeavor. We probably don't know it yet, but we'll find out soon. Congratulations to everyone else. But I'll tell you this, I really appreciate the Chamber for recognizing me. I think I've been given 3 awards in the Arab American community, and 2 of them happen to be in the Yemeni community. Yeah. So I must be doing something right here. Thank you. I'll tell you this, being a leader, we don't need leaders during good times. We need leaders during tough times. And over the last 2 to 3 years, we battled COVID. We had the floods of last year that impacted many of our communities. And during those times, there's been some people that stepped up. And I'd like to obviously recognize those that did it. We got our Congress, I work here with our Congresswomen. We probably have one of the best delegation, Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, Rashida Tlaib, and everything else stepped up for you. But locally, Commissioner Sandy Dune was right here, right on the front lines. And Alabas Barnett, who's here. I remember when the flood happened, we got a box truck that Mocas over here sitting, we borrowed from him. We put a bunch of fans in them that we had donated. And we drove up and down the streets on the south end, the east end of Dearborn, and Hamtramck, giving people fans to drive in the basement. That is something a lot of people don't know about. But we did that from sun up to sundown, almost every single day for about a week. And these guys would help people out clean their basement. And I know I'm getting the award tonight, but it's these guys that should be getting it. So thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Alabas. Thank you, Congresswoman. All 3 of you. We appreciate you, and thank you guys. After the presentation of the award, we can have everyone from Wayne County up to the stage, please. Dr. Shah, if you want to do this.
And Family Treasurer.
شيخنا وقعدنا.
اهلا وسهلا.
كيف حالك؟
حياك الله. كيف حالك؟
الله يحفظك.
وين يهمك؟
موجود.
ولا بديت ولا
والله انا منشغل. لا يزعج. كيف حالكم؟ كيف الدنيا؟ الله يحييكم. حبيبي انا اسف. حي الله الوالد. والله سلم عليك. على الدنيا بالنور. كيف حالك يا حبيبي؟
He previously represented one of the 15th House District. I honestly, there's no introduction that's big enough for Mayor Hubble there.
The most important part of my introduction is I'm a crowd force attractor. Born and raised in the east side of Dearborn, and 3 times graduated from the University of Michigan. So I don't know where Hayash is. The only one cheering for Michigan State are those who can't read or write. I take rivalries very seriously. And so tomorrow we'll be pulling you on the field and off the field. Coming in as mayor, one of the most important elements of the mayorship and administration is to encourage and hopefully boost economic development to our city. And what my economic development team and I have seen over these first 10 months is a lot of the entrepreneurs that are walking in are Yemeni Americans, and they are flourishing. And because they are extremely successful throughout the city of Dearborn, throughout Southeast Michigan, they are making a direct impact in the city of Dearborn and making the entire city successful and putting us on the map for so many new reasons. I mean, we are now the capital of coffee. Who would have thought not even 5 years ago that we had not a single boutique coffee shop in the city of Dearborn, and now we are the home, even now Hamtramck. We are the home of Yemeni coffee, Yemeni honey, and Yemeni cuisine. And it's something that we're being recognized for nationally. So a lot of applause to all the entrepreneurs and small and I can't tell you how proud I am to see individuals walking into City Hall day in and day out, asking us how they can partner, what we can do to provide them with the resources they need to ensure that they can open up their doors in a timely fashion. And we're doing our best. If you have any feedback for us, please provide it. A big thank you to all the team. A big thank you to all the elected officials that are here. And congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you, Islam.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for being there for us. Honestly, that's it. He's an advocate of the people. I'm the president of my association. I had a young lady. I sent him an email about an issue she had with animals in her backyard, and I swear to you, it was resolved within 2 days. 2 days. And that's the kind of work that the mayor and the mayor's office puts in. So another round of applause for our great mayor. Mayor Hubble became the first Indian American mayor of Hamtramck this past year. He was a political newcomer when he first started his campaign, but soon through his hard work, skills, knowledge, he catapulted himself to the seat of mayor in the city. Prior to being elected, he worked at the Hamtramck Medical Group under the supervision of Dr. Hazim Sam. Please help in welcoming Mayor Hubble.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not going to say go blue or green because I only love soccer, so I don't know about the other sports. Sorry. Thank you. I would like to, it's good to be here today to meet all the businessmen today to obtain their access to where the money is. I would like to take this opportunity and thank the American Chamber of Commerce, thank the American Chamber of Commerce for inviting us and for hosting and organizing this event. And I would like to thank them for all what they do to represent, promote, and advocate for all the small businesses in Hamtramck and Dearborn Heights, Detroit, and elsewhere in the state of Michigan. I'm here today with almost half of our government, city of Hamtramck government. I see 3 elected officials here. The city manager, the city manager, the DDA, with the DDA chair, and talking about the DDA, something is unique about Hamtramck. Our former mayor, who was my toughest opponent in the last election, I appointed her back to the DDA. You can only see that in Hamtramck. We meet each other, we talk, we shake hands, and then we go home and attack each other on Facebook. So, I want to take this opportunity also to invite all the businessmen to Hamtramck to come and invest in Hamtramck. There is a lot of potential in Hamtramck. We are We are the most walkable city in the state of Michigan. There was an article about that. We are the densest city in the state of Michigan with a population growth of more than 28% over the past 10 years. And we are probably the most diverse city in the state of Michigan with 27 languages spoken in the public schools. So we have a lot of opportunities for investors if you want to come. We are selling a lot of plots for cheap prices. We are also selling our jail. You know, we serve the president but without the president. We have a very nice prison surrounded by a soccer stadium, baseball stadium, and by Factory Zero of electric cars. So we are putting it out for bidding next year. Feel free to come and buy it. Well, again, I would like to thank you all for joining us today, and I would like to congratulate all the awardees, and thank you so much.
Of non-profit businesses, organizations in Detroit, Hamtramck, Highland Park, and other Wayne County communities. Most recently, Paul, a native Detroiter, served as executive director of the Detroit site of Goldman Sachs' 10,000 Small Business Program. In his role, he focused on identifying, attracting, and organizing community resources to support the program's small business, scholar, and alumni basis. Prior to Goldman Sachs, he founded Tiva Capital Advisors, a virtual CFO company that focused on data analysis, financial literacy, and value extraction. George was also co-founder and CEO of IPEC CG International, a telecom company headquartered in West Africa that under his leadership grew from a 20 million annual revenue to over 20 million and over 100 employees. Please help me welcoming Paul Jones, our guest speaker.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity to Yemeni American Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored.
How are you doing? Good to see you
all the great guests here. I'm pleased because I love speaking about small businesses. I'm a lifelong entrepreneur, and I am very gracious because my 5.5-year-old is having a sleepover. So I am very happy to be out of the house. I think it's closed in at 9. I think it's midnight. So I'm going to tell you something that's not my resume. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I'm going to be vulnerable and share with you guys. When I first started my career, I was an investment banker, and I was working for Citibank in London. This was over 20 years ago, so I'm pretty old. And I was working in this, I don't know how many of you guys know London, but there's this area, it's a concentration of the Arabic community, and it's on a street called Edgware Road. Reminds me a lot of Dearborn. It has everything that you would imagine a concentration Arabic community would have. I mean, the aroma of the lamb skewers, the sound of the hookah bubbles and conversations till late at night. I knew nothing about Arabic food, the Arabic community. I was just a young banker working 18 hours a day, rushing to my home. So I had an early night one day, like I got home at 9 instead of midnight, and a couple of gentlemen from Arab community who work with me at Citibank said, "We're going to take you out." So I'm at home, and again, above everything else, a black kid from Detroit. So they come over to take me out and show me their neighborhood. When they get there, they see this half-eaten pizza from Domino's, cheese and pepperoni. And I don't speak Arabic, but I know that some of the things they said about me, eating this pizza with all of this great food and everything around me, and this is what I chose to eat. So I don't think they looked at it as being disrespectful, but more so ignorant. And I'm going to tell you why this is important to the context of this conversation. So one, again, like I said, small business, you guys are the lifeblood of communities. I think many people forgot about that. They undervalued you, and you were sort of at the bottom of their priority list until COVID happened. And that's when everybody realized that if the small businesses are not here, the communities do not exist. 99% of businesses in this country are small businesses. Small businesses employ almost half of the employees in the U.S. But it's not just the jobs, it's the jobs that are in our community. It's getting that local spin to turn around. It's the jobs that people normally wouldn't have, that they don't have to take a bus 2 hours across town. They can work in their community, they can talk in their language, and they can sell goods and services that their community needs. Without that, we're nothing, right? So I applaud you, small businesses. I appreciate you. And above everything else, I want you to know that we need you to succeed. You guys are the lifeblood of not just the U.S. economy, but more important, near and dear, our home. So I, again, am a lifelong entrepreneur. My most recent venture was spending about 15 years in West Africa, so I was an immigrant starting a business in a different country, and I realized how important it is to have resources, and so you know where to go, and you feel comfortable with these trusted connectors. And we, at AEI, we focus on how do we get more resources to the trusted connectors, to the chambers, to the people who can direct you to the resources that you need to strive. Without these trusted connectors, there's a cautionary tale. I think you guys remember very well the PPP program, $800 billion that the federal government gave to 6 million of their closest friends and small businesses, but not a lot of that money landed in our community. Underserved communities got a disproportionate amount of less than they needed to survive. And why? Because a lot of times we did not know where to go. We did not know how to apply. We didn't trust that this money was for us. But when you have organizations like the Chamber, like Local Detroit, like Access, these are the ones who are going to help the small businesses in the most underserved areas get the resources that are meant for us. So I am so glad that we have so many different elected officials, aspiring elected officials, because I will encourage you, I would challenge you to make sure that when you're creating policy, when you're walking the halls of DC, that you remember the voice of small business owners, and that you tap into organizations like the Chamber to understand what it is our community needs.
Muhammad.
Without that, we're creating policy, we're creating another PPP programs that are not reaching where it needs to reach. So, again, going back to my London example, aside from PPP, from the small business owner standpoint, I gave that example because I passed by all of this great food, all of these things that were easily at my doorstep and accessible to me, and I went for a Domino's pizza. And why? Because I did not know how to walk into these restaurants. I did not know how to order the food. It smelled good and I wanted it, but I did not know how to access it. And so my Arabic brother walked me by hand and took me to these places. He said, when you see this guy, you give him this. I still don't know what it was, but it was good. And anytime I walked down those streets, I would walk into those restaurants and I got what I needed. And I did not get anywhere down those pizza, but I had some really good Arabic food. So what I challenge you small businesses to do is, one, reach out to your trusted connectors. Reach out to these organizations that are set up to help you thrive. And if you don't get what you're needing, make sure that you tell them, you communicate, right? Number one. And number two, make sure that they're advocating for you. Because this is what they do, but you can't advocate unless they know what you need. And really, no one understands what it takes to be a small business owner but a small business owner. So you got to make sure your voice is heard. The New Economy Initiative that I work for has been in existence for over 14 years. And over that 14 years, we have invested over $120 million in developing an ecosystem for small businesses. We want to do more. We have another plan, another program that we're working with now. It's a $20 million fund to help small businesses. And to me, amongst the small business support ecosystem, you have lenders. So there's a lot of people when you don't think you're able to access capital. There's a lot of programs out there that help you, that are focused on immigrant communities. One of them is Prosper Us, that Congresswoman Talib has been very supportive of. Thank you, Congresswoman. There's a lot of different technical assistance providers, such as SCORE. They've been very active in the community. People are volunteering their time to help you get your books together, get capital ready. And then there's, to me, the most important people, there's these trusted connections that you can engage with, who speak your language and meet you on your terms. So engage with these resources. They're here to help you. Last, I would say that, first I'll look at my notes. I would just, again, make sure that we understand that there is more capital out there right now than ever before through programs like the ARPA program, like other programs that are sent by the federal government to our local municipalities, counties, cities, and we want to make sure that small businesses are front and center in receiving these resources. Small business has not always been sexy. It's often been forgotten about. But it's one of those things, when you need it, when it's not there, you are surely missed. So make sure you understand your importance in our society. Make sure you continue to do what you do. And make sure you go and the people who can help you are helping you, advocating for you, and creating policy that's going to make sure that you can continue to build wealth for yourself and our communities. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Before we finish up with our award ceremony, we have one last guest speaker. Todd Bedison, Deputy Mayor of Detroit, son of a Detroit school teacher. Bedison came to the position of Deputy Mayor following a distinguished 27-year career at the Detroit Police Department and was second in command to Chief James White. In that role, he oversaw all aspects of the department's community relations as well as administrative functions of DPD. Bedison rose through the ranks quickly at DPD, starting in 1994 as a patrol officer. Within 5 years, he was promoted to sergeant and to lieutenant 1 year later, each time scoring the highest of any candidate in the department on the promotional exam. Bedison continued his rise, was promoted to inspector, captain, commander, and eventually deputy chief in 2017. Please welcome Todd Bedison. Thank you.
Wow. I just want to say thank you all. Normally, I said it from law enforcement table, as you can see by here my bio. That's the table that I normally would sit at, right? And so I have a new role. But I have been coming to this event probably for the past 5 years. And so it is definitely a pleasure for me to be here. I consider you all family. I know a lot of you all, and in my role is making sure that the Detroit Police Department, the city of Detroit, wrapped its arms around the Yemeni community. And I must say that last year when I came, it was so packed. I mean, the safety park in the parking lot, right? And so when I got ready to leave, I was locked in. I was like in the parking lot for at least 30 minutes and you couldn't move. So this year, guess what? I parked on the street. I'll be able to get out. But just on behalf of the mayor, myself, 600
هذا أنا قل لي حبة أنا قل لي حبة بس خلاص تسلم يا بدأ تسلم شكرا جزيلا.
It is so important to our city. I know that you have employees on the board of Hamtramck in Detroit. You're also right here right off Michigan Avenue in Central, Verna. Heard that mentioned, but it is just such a pleasure for me to consider you all a family and know that you definitely have a share in the mayor's office.
I'm good.
I'm not in my role as first assistant chief or that role anymore, but I still got your back. And at this point, I'm going to go on a replacement for where the police department stands up so you can hold this ball right now too. So right now, you're calling me on the phone. Deputy Chief Franklin Hayes. Right?
Yeah.
So people ensure that, because this is so important, safety is a big key issue in protecting small businesses. I do have a couple prepared remarks that, I just definitely want to touch on, and just how the Yemeni Americans have really contributed to the economy of the city of Detroit in a meaningful way. Your businesses are definitely economic drivers in our neighborhood. How you create jobs and opportunities. It is just amazing, like Mayor Hamoud said, just the things, how you enrich our culture, the coffee, just everything. Food is definitely delicious. It's just amazing. And since Mayor Dutton was elected in 2013, the administration has really worked on improving the quality of life for our residents and creating a more economic and vitality environment and a safe environment for our businesses. It is so important that we support our small businesses and we recognize how the small businesses are really attractive. And so one of the things that we created to help support small businesses economically and also with technical support is our own city match. We've helped open over 140 small businesses around resources for 1,606 businesses through $10.1 billion of grants. And these grants have led to additional $4.6 million in investment.
شو تعمل لي صورة أنا مع اللوحة هذا.
Talk about our safety concern as well. We just want to make sure that whether there's Project Greenlight and others, how we instituted that program for gas stations. That's what it was all about, protecting gas stations and the customers that visit within the neighborhoods. And we know that, really on gas stations, restaurants, small businesses, that are such a vital part of our community.
ما شاء الله عليك بس ما شاء الله عليك بس البلاد كلها تقوم كلها
هو يوم واحد يدفع من جيبه يوم واحد يدفع من جيبه بس الناس كلهم
أول الحب الحب ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. أنا أول مرة ألقى الجمع هذا بهذا الشكل ما شاء الله. كل الحكومات كل البوليس كل التسريج كلها يعني ما شاء الله.
We should say. And then, as the mayor of Trammy said, I know Dearborn is central capital, but I definitely invite you all to take a second look and look at the city of Detroit. Look at Detroit because it's a great place to invest. We have our business liaisons that will help you navigate the rocks. Lord knows, we have a big city. If not here, we can't horizon. But we're always working to create and put things in place to help navigate that. And I'm open to feedback as far as how can we make it easier to do business in the city of Detroit. I just want to say thank you for inviting me. And so whether I'm deputy mayor or whether I'm the police department, whatever my role is, it's just a building. I will be here next year, God willing, and the year after that. And I always say the whole time too, because I just enjoy hanging out with you. I view you as family, and you got the best food. And what one of my fears was as far as coming up here speaking? I have seen oftentimes when the folks come out, everything folks get to eat and get loud and stuff with the speakers. But I just thank you all for being attentive, listeners, and welcoming me. And with that, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to bring our program to a close. I'm going to pass the mic to Khalid Shajan, who will make closing remarks and give our last words. Please welcome Dr. Khalid Shajan.
I think if any message that the Yemeni community is sending to the rest of the communities is that we are learning when to let go. As we mature and get older, we pass the torch to the young people. And tonight, you saw the beginning of it. Ibrahim Hayash and Affan. So hopefully the other communities will follow and make sure that we give young people the opportunity to take the role of responsibility. I want you to take a moment and look at the people in the companies here. You see them on the screen, and you see them on the wall. These are businesses that support the Yemeni community. We urge you to reciprocate. Go out of your way and support these businesses. I would like to call the following people to come as we present the remaining appreciation certificates. Bandar Bawazir, Chairman. Adnan Al-Azadi, Secretary. Hussein Al-Ghali, Member at Large. Abdan Al-Shuja', Member at Large. Dr. Saleh Maslah, Member at Large. Ammar Al-Tayyib, Member at Large. Dr. Mohammed Suhubib, Member at Large. Nashwan Gurey, Member at Large. Murtada Ubaid, Advisor. Adil Mahzab, Vice Chair. Mutahar Fadl, Member at Large. And Adil Al-Asad. Adil Al-Asad. He's my business partner and I forget his name. And Abdul Ali Joba, advisor. These awards, don't take them lightly. You had to earn them. You had to invest the time, and you have to have that passion that differentiates you from the rest. When you go to New York, you will see Yama all over the city. When you go to Facebook page, you will see this guy all over, just promoting. Whether it's business, whether it's political, whether it's social justice, he's there. And that is Zaid Naji, representing Yama. You know, I don't want to give my age and the next person's age, but I can tell you, I've known this guy with the passion in medicine, in providing services for his community, and being there for them. Dr. Saleh Maslah.
Yes, sir. Wow, that's really amazing.
Our next person is the Businessman of the Year. The compassion of this individual, you just have to know him because he never stops. And it shows. It shows in how his business is expanding. Mr. Adnan Joba. Lastly, I would like to, I know it's time to eat, all the elected government officials and all those running for office, please stand up. We want to acknowledge you and we want people to know who you are and that you're taking the time to acknowledge our community. Please come up for a minute. We're going to take a group picture with all the elected and candidates and all the awardees, including Asad Turfi, Congresswoman, Kevin Hurst, come on up.
عماد حمد.
Everyone. I'm gonna be there in the photo. I gotta be there in the photo. Huh? Gotta be there in the photo. Yes, chief. Captain. Um, next.
Let's move this out of the way. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it won't fall.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Get in. Get closer.
Yeah.
علق بتاعته.
Thank you. Enjoy your food.
Did you enjoy your conference?
علقته بالدعسة يا مطهر غير الله علي. هاي مبروك مرحبا. والله